Okay. I like this one right here. Yeah. Look. Young man ready for war. They never understand. Tears flying under his arm. They got the upper hand. Mind racing, running through storms. Just like the running man. Heart racing, he getting impatient when it's coming in. Girl gone, he never blame her cause they was struggling. Heart hurting, he still be loving, won't let it smother him. Genesis, studying the word on how to be a man. Pessimist, he beating his fears and they won't come again. Warfare, snakes whisper and slither in your girl's ear. Tell her she can find something better and better, don't appear. Heartbroken grass wasn't greener and now he disappeared. Love yours, ain't nothing better than what you bless, my dear. God's gift. Overstand when things are really God sent. Told this girl he found something thicker and watch the odds shift. Young and dumb, your Lord is everything that we eat and live. Lose your blessing, start overthinking because we selfish kids. Hold on, wait. I'm only worried about my dinner plate, Modesto. Spanish for modest cause we already ate. Learn that from my Afro-Latino traits from my mama's great. Be Sabuelo, study my heritage cause I know it's great. ICS, hands up to the sky because I know I'm blessed. Closest ones, only disrespect because they feeling less. Know your worth, actions more realer than what come from your chest. Did your dirt, now what is coming from it gon' leave you stressed. Whoa now, what we going through is a showdown. Hold down, dance with the devil, I bet you know now. Let these words for your body with intellect and reason. I promise play with my body, it'll be a selfish season. I'm blowing treason to the ground, this is my only reason. To separate all the real from fake in this selfish season. It's full of heathens in this world, feel like the book of Job. I'm breaking down all this energy like it's Morse code. You feel that shock in your body, if not, your heart's cold. You gotta open your body to know what God's told. The Holy Grail is in your soul, don't turn your heart cold. We gotta walk just like Jesus and do what God told. The blood of life is not sacrificial, it's monumental. You go through life making sacrifices that's confidential. Ask that man if emotions matter or wise decisions. I'm doing things that break generations and shock the prisons. Mother Earth is in separation of all divisions. Ask that woman she really loving with no conditions. Is she with you cause what you offer and good decisions? Will they be there if it's only leaning on their decision? Move with precision, yeah, alright. Move with precision, yeah, what? Move with precision, yeah, okay. Move with precision, yeah, Razul.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Your F.L.O.E show. I am your host, Poetic Butterfly, and Malachi just did his thing with that opening piece that he shared with us. It was so hot in here, y'all. We got to cool it down. Thank you so much for being on the show today. I appreciate you coming. And you came here from where?
Oklahoma.
Oklahoma. How was that flight?
Man, it was long. It was worth it, though.
It was a long flight? How long?
It's like 3 hours. 4 hours, really, and some change.
Was it a smooth ride?
It was smooth. I don't like being in between people and stuff, but, you know, gotta do it. Gotta do it. I can't complain, though. I can't complain.
Like the middle seat. Gotta get the window. Because I like to go to sleep. As soon as I get on that plane, I'm out. Yeah. So, Malachi, I want to know, and I'm pretty sure everybody else that's watching wants to know. So, what up, though? What's your flow?
Man, my flow is it's really just expressing myself, you know, in the most honest way that I can and being transparent with with the people that actually support me and my music, because I feel like transparency breeds growth. Like if I'm able to be transparent with the people that do follow my music and they know what I'm going through, maybe they can relate and maybe they can get something from it, you know. Like the end goal is to bring people to God. That's what the end goal is at the end of the day.
For as far as your inspiration, like where does that basically come from when you are writing a song to share with the people? Well,
lately, my inspiration has been coming from listening to a lot of 80s and 70s, like a lot of oldies, listening soul, funk, you know, Marvin Gaye, Al Green. You know, really that's where most of my ideas have been coming from lately, because I realize that's the soul of the music. That music is timeless. Right. You know, you really can't go wrong with no 80s or 70s. It's timeless. And, you know, when you're going through things, that's the type of music that hit the hardest, especially Marvin Gaye, you know.
Exactly. And I just want to tell you, I'm so proud of you because I don't know, what's it been like maybe 3 years
It's
that
been
we
that.
met?
Yeah, it's been.
I had a store back at the African Market off of Florence Square in the South area of Sacramento. And in my store, you can shop and you can flow. And I had a whole setup where you can come in and share your flow. And he came in and he spit a couple of pieces. Was very nervous at first, but I seen the fire in him and I knew he had it. And I don't think at that time the Marvin Gaye's and the Luther Vandrosses and all that stuff was in your rotation as far as the music goes, because the words to the song that you shared, wasn't quite on that level.
Right.
But I'm proud of you because that growth, I can definitely see it.
Thank you so much.
And that piece that you shared with the opening act of the show. So how does that feel to be able to grow in such a different way?
I feel like it's good, but growing comes with pains. So a lot of growing pains that I have to endure. But I feel like that's what everybody. When you grow, it got to get worse before it get better. Nice. It's calm before the storm, but then the storm comes and it get calm again. It's full circle type thing. Mm-hmm. So, trying to figure it out.
And you're doing it. I mean, you won't know until you continue, continue trying to figure it out, because that's what your answers are going to be. So what is your story like? Where did you come from? Where have you been? And where do you see yourself going?
That's a good question. I come from Oklahoma City. That's where I was born. But, I ended up 7th grade. I moved to Sacramento. And really that's what brought the fire out of me, because being in Oklahoma, it's real segregated. So, it's always been a separation for me. I would go to, I was living in the hood, but going to, schools that my parents didn't want me to go to school with everybody else, the rest of the kids that, the bad kids, so they would keep me going to higher education school so I can get a higher education. But it had me confused on who I was personally. So when they took me to California, and it just opened me up, because in Oklahoma, a lot of people don't talk. They don't open up. They don't introduce themselves. They don't know you. They ain't talking to you. They mind their business. Out here, they figure out who you are. Yeah. They figure out who your family is. They figure out what's going on with you. And they force you to talk. So it brought out my personality. It brought out who I am more, plus my dad, being in and out where he was in, he always had me around all the game, had me around everything that I needed to know to move faster. So now when I go back home, it just feel like everything is just slow, man. Because at the end of the day, I kind of grew up in Sac, but I grew up at home too, and I just been finding the balance of accepting both of those parts of me, and without leaving out one part. For a long time, I didn't want to accept me being from here too, because at the end of the day, don't nobody know about Oklahoma. Right. And just seeing the point that we're unknown, I wanted to put on for the city. Right. So now I'm at a point where I'm putting on for all sides,
That's what's up. Yeah, when you say Oklahoma, there's nothing that really sparks. Right. It's just what is that? How is it there? There's nothing that comes to mind when you say Oklahoma, other than a long country road. But that story is dope, because I can relate to that. I'm from Detroit. Right. And so when I came out here, that's when I started doing the spoken word, and I got it started on that journey, and now I have the podcast. And back home, I was pretty much in a box, so to speak. But when you leave your comfort zone and you come into a different environment, you really find out who you are. Because it's all survival mode at that point, especially if you don't have, any family to fall back on and provide some type of comfort zone for you to have. So yeah, I like that. That's really dope, because I can relate to that. How do you see who you are and what you're doing be an inspiration for other people, that are probably trying to find their flow as well, their passion, their purpose?
Well, I recently just found my purpose in a way, because I feel like what I found out will help a lot of people in a way where what you're supposed to do while you're here, on this planet, because a lot of times we fall in love with the craft, but we don't fall in love with the journey that goes with the craft, you know, and falling in love with the craft is okay and it's good and all. And that's a part of it. That's a starting point. But I feel like it's also having to do with falling in love with why you're doing this, because the craft is just something that, you know, you appreciate. Right. It's something that you appreciate that builds your character. But when, like, who are you serving for this craft? Like there is also, you know, we go through spiritual warfare every day. So you can't be in the middle. You got to pick a side. Exactly. Because for the longest, I think of God in a way of good, bad, evil, or, you know, whatever the meaning is of it. I feel like God is an expression of everything. You know, God created everything, but it's still warfare. So at the end of the day, no matter if God is in all those sides, you have to pick a side. You can't be in the middle. Yeah, because people in the middle, no matter where it is, if you in the streets, whatever, it don't matter where you're at. If you're in the middle, you're gonna get ran over. You're a predator is gonna come to his prey, and if you in the middle, you're prey because you're not you in both sides. So with spiritual warfare, you got to make sure that you picking a side. You can't choose God and then be with the devil at the same time. Exactly. You know, because that's how you get ran over.
Yes, exactly. Man. So basically, through your work and your journey, your goal is to show people how they can get to that point.
Yes, ma'am. Because it's just for the longest time I've been confused on that. You know, like, what am I doing this for? Like, yeah, it's cool and all, but am I doing it for my own personal gain, or am I doing it to help other people? Right. Bring people to something more positive, you know? And I just want to relate to people. Yeah. I really want people to relate to me and what I'm doing and feel it. You know, I want to make an impact with my music. I don't want it to just be something that I'm getting accolades for and I become overzealous of myself. You know, I want to be selfless in a way where I'm giving back with my music and I'm bringing people to God, because God gave you a reason for being down here. Yes. So if you're not doing it around the person or the thing or whatever you would call it that brought you here, then you're doing it for something that's not of your creator anyways. Exactly. You know, so you got to just be careful, really. I mean, it comes with, like, growing pains. Like I said, it comes with it, though. Like, you gotta go through it to get to it. You really got to go through it.
Exactly. And that's really the purpose for everybody. You know, our main goal is to serve God and to serve the people, you know, and that's how you bring them closer to him, because he uses us as his chosen vessels. Because when they see us, they see him. And then that's how they know that he's real. Especially if someone who's been following your journey, like from the mud to the light, you know, right. That is a true testament of how powerful God is. That's and right. How your life can change when you put him first. And that is your the light that you're shining on the other people. Because I know there was a long time, like with me, you know, it was like, I did this, I'm doing this, I. And it wasn't me, you know. And once I understood that, things started to turn around. When I put him first, I see that things started to turn around for me, because it's not about me, it's not about you, it's about giving him the glory and allowing people to see that through us, through our movement. So, and I'm just so proud of you, because when I called you and I was like, you know, what's your foundation? And you said, my foundation is God. I was like, oh, my baby growing up, because I seen that other side, you know, like you said, we all have it. But just to see you come out of that and where you are right now, I am really, truly so proud of you.
Thank you so much. That means a lot to me. You were part of what built my character, for real. Like, it's a lot of people, especially in SAG, that just helped me build my character. Like, I even got to give it out to, you know, my brother, you know, King Chase, Mr. Lewis. It's a bunch of people that really brought out my character just from seeing the things that they do. Like, even Mr. Lewis, he told me, like, he told me to stop cussing in my music because we only cuss because of us not having something else to say. Right. Like, you put in those words for the vocabulary that you don't have. Exactly. And I just knew that I had the vocabulary, so I'm like, man, like, why am I even doing that? And once I stopped, cussing as much, like it's still a journey for me.
Yeah.
But once I stop cussing as much, it just be like who I truly am coming out.
Right.
And I feel closer to God. You know, it's words of affirmations for me.
Exactly. And that's exactly how I felt when I first heard you. I heard your cadence. I heard your flow. I understood how you put everything together. But I was like, with that language, you're going to box yourself in. Right. You know what I'm saying? You can't really do too much with that. You'll have that certain type of crowd, but the type of flow that you have, it needs to reach the masses. And with you finally coming to understanding with that and gaining the wisdom, you're going to be able to help so many more people. And that's just what really makes me so proud of you. And I'm just so glad that you've had people in your life to let you know that and give you that type of feedback and inspiration that you needed in order to continue to move forward and see the change that you needed to make within yourself in order to move forward in a more positive way.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, so
thank you.
I'm super duper proud of you. I know we talked, you said you wanted to talk about relationships or something like that.
More so masculine and feminine energy. Yeah. Because I feel like it's very important for us as men and women. Mm-hmm. Like, I can speak more from a man's standpoint because I'm not a woman. Right. But I understand feminine energy as well, you know, so I feel like speaking about that and what we were here to do as men is very important for us to even know what journey we're supposed to be on, because before I knew what I was supposed to do here, I didn't even know how to be a man first, you know, and that made it to where it was hard for me to find my path at all. Mm-hmm. Because I was so much everywhere with the knowledge that I forgot I need the first knowledge is learning how to be a man, which turns into wisdom. And that's the most important part is wisdom, you know, because knowledge is good, but without understanding or overstanding or understanding, you really don't know what you're learning. And then you could be putting out something to yourself and other people that you really don't even know about truly, and you could lead people astray. So that's why I feel like it's very important to have wisdom and really study what you know, trying to figure out an understanding of it. And when it comes to masculine energy, I feel like we're here to provide, protect, and lead. Right. You know, we are the logic. So we have to be able to know when and when not to say and do stuff and to keep our emotions in control.
Yes. Dealing with the masculine energy, what do you say, like, for yourself that made you realize that is the path that you had to take? Because there's a lot of times when, you know, say being in a relationship and someone tries to tell you that you need to take a step back and there's certain things that you can do, like, I don't know, go to church or go get therapy. And a lot of times people are in denial and they don't think that they need the help. But staying in that state of being and being in a relationship, it does nothing but hurt the people who are involved. So what point did you come to in your life where you said, okay, I need to make a change. There's something that I need to do for myself in order to be better for myself and for whoever else that comes to be a part of my life?
The ending of a cycle. Mm-hmm. The ending of a cycle, like...
How did you recognize that it was the ending?
When it was doing so much to my mental that I couldn't do what I needed to do as a man. You know, like, when I didn't know where I was going and who I was, that was enough for me to understand that this is detrimental for me, because no matter what happens to me, no matter what's going on in my life, nobody really truly cares, you know, besides you, besides God, you know. And instead of making, you know, people my God or my best friend or somebody that I'm looking up to, I got to look at God, because God has the unconditional love that nobody can, you know, meet up to. And that's when I'm realizing, like, well, I got to really find myself, like, who I am personally, outside of a relationship, outside of, you know, friendships, outside of anything like that. Because when people leave, when people are gone and they're not around anymore, when you think people would never do it and they do, that's when everything comes to a test of who you are. Right. Because if you are who you really say you are, this test shouldn't break you, it should make you. Right. And that's what it does to me every time. I feel like that's how I know who I am. Because every time something happens to me, it doesn't break me, it makes me, and I grow through it. You know, even though I have my growing pains, like I said, I go through things. It's not easy. It's not easy.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna make it seem like it's easy on here. It's not easy. It's not easy.
Yeah, I mean, I understand it's not, but as long as you keep going, you will get through it. Like the word says, this too shall pass.
Right.
You just can't give up. You got to keep going because eventually it is going to pass. Is there anything that you would like to leave with the audience in regards to some type of positive affirmation or thought?
Well, I would like to say, like, everything is a test. Like, we are being tested throughout everything we do, everything that happens to us. Like, so it's just a test of your character. So if something happens to you and you're thinking that God has betrayed you or something like that, it's really just a test no matter what. There is, just like there's God, there's the devil. You know what I'm saying? And if you read the book of Job, in the book of Job, God allowed the devil to test Job to see if Job was going to truly be a part of God and not condemn God just because of what he was going through. But God already knew what he was going to do because he knew his character. But he just had to show other people, the strength of God, And that's why I feel like throughout the Bible, it talks about that a lot with Pharaoh and how God kept hardening Pharaoh's heart just so he could show people like I'm really like that, like I'm really like that for real. Like,
that's what's up.
Yeah, it's just a test.
It is. It's just a test. Don't give up. Keep going because the light is eventually going to shine through the darkness.
Right.
Yes. So, do you have anything coming up or where people can check you out?
I'm on social media at Razul Rising on Instagram, but I'm coming out with a project called BOR, Book of Razul. Mm-hmm. And Razul is just Hebrew meaning for the messenger, just like Malachi, my first name. That's a Latin meaning for Malachi. I mean, for the messenger. Mm-hmm. And so it just goes hand in hand for me. And that's what my project is going to be called, Book of Razul.
Okay. And do you have like an estimated time when we can expect that, or
no?
This is just something that
it's just something that I'm gonna pop out with.
There, and you're just gonna pop out with it,
yep.
Like you said. Okay, that's amazing. Well, I'm definitely looking forward to it. Then you have to come back with your book and let people know about it and put it out there so they know that it's available. Okay.
Thank you.
Well, I definitely appreciate you coming on the show today. You're an amazing artist, an amazing guest, and your growth, like I said, has been enlightening. And I just pray that people will see that light through you and take in that light and use it for something positive in their life as well.
Yes, ma'am. Okay? Thank you so much for having me.
You are welcome. And Malachi is going to take us out with another one of his dope performances. So be sure to stay right here because we are not done yet, and stay tuned to the What's Your F.L.O.E podcast because I have some more amazing guests, artists, everyday people, people who have businesses or just an amazing story that are going to come on and share their gift with you. Follow us on IG and YouTube at What's Your F.L.O.E. I am Poetic Butterfly. Thank you and God bless.
Peace.
Please, just give me some room. I got a gun in my hand, and I might go psycho, man. Please, just give me some room. She said she love me like Gina. She feel like Ike and Tina. Nice to meet ya. Fly guy, superhero like Sky High. Baby, I see you walking by. It can't be a crime to try. Fashion, you got it down while you asking. Cause you got them country yams. My peanut butter go with your jam, ma'am. Whoa, when we walking in a room like ain't no voice in conversation go over your tunes. Yeah, and she asked me where my girl at. I told her right in front of my face where her curls at. Got me feeling real high, 95 on the moon, super live, we can party, oh baby can't wait. You can come to the pad, we can jazz. Yeah, I'm feeling you, baby. Hope you feel the same way. Got me feeling like it's high school. Made me take my time with you, moving so smooth. Not moving fast, baby, cause that's so rude. I'm not what you used to with your old dude. Yeah, bell bottoms on 10. She got the afro and she made it a trend. Yeah, what's your chart? Let me see that. Ask her birthday, birth time, where you be at? Can I put both hands down where your feet at? Love on the rise, got me growing, I can see that. Yeah, and they asking where the love at. Then we walked in the room where the thugs at. What? I wanna see you all day, but you know I got a mission, so you know I can't stay. Yeah, type of love we can wait. I ain't touching nobody, less my hands on your face. Look, when they lost us, man, they took a loss. Baby, I can see you, yeah, you been a boss. Let me take you out to travel, we can rent a loft. I might just marry you, baby, cause you done did it all. Please, just give me some room. You know I got a gun in my hand, and I might go psycho, man. Please, just give me some room. She said she love me like Gina. She feel like Ike and Tina. Nice to meet ya. Fly guy, superhero like sky high. Baby, I see you walking by. It can't be a crime to try. Fashion, you got it down while you asking. Cause you got them country amps. My peanut butter go with your jam, man. Whoa, yeah. This for all the women out there that love they self and prioritize their health. Look, this one's for you, baby. I see you. Yeah. Nos vemos.
Hey everybody, I am Poetic Butterfly, the host of What's Your F.L.O.E podcast. I just wanted to come on here real quick and give you a little background on regards to what the flow is. So your flow is your purpose. When you walk in your purpose, you walk in your flow. Your fearless liberation of expression. Because when you're in your flow, you have to be fearless in that. And a lot of times that helps liberate others to be fearless in their flow as well. So on this show, we talk with entrepreneurs, artists, everyday extraordinary people who have a story. So be sure to stay tuned in because we're a growing business and it's just going to get better with time. Be sure to follow us on our social media accounts at What's Your F.L.O.E, F-L-O-E, and we'll see you soon.